The next card you have is anything external throughout the month of December. Anything tangible, and you have the Knight of Swords. And this could be in the beginning, the middle, the end. It could happen for one day. It could happen for the whole month. But this is just, something that may come into your situation. Now, if you're single, this is saying you're being very direct. You're using your logic. You're saying, I am who I am. I'm not going to take any BS. I won't deal with any BS. So if you're BSing me, you're out. This is you saying, I'm not afraid to cut ties. I'm not afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to say, this doesn't work for me, because I'm not here to make everybody else happy. I'm here to make myself happy and somebody really special happy. And the Knight says, look, I'm respecting everybody. I like everybody, but I'm not going to try and be somebody that fits what it doesn't. So even if you date one or two people and all of a sudden they're offended, like, you don't like me, you're not interested in me. No. And you know what? You don't have to be. And you're going to be very direct. I don't think we fit together because, or you may just say, look, it's not working out for me. Whereas Aquarius, and that's you being yourself. Because before, maybe you were trying to please everybody. You were trying to say, well, I'll date this person, or, this person likes me, so I might as well give them the benefit. No, it doesn't work for you. Society has become this, we've all become, and yes, all of us have probably done it at one point or another. I'm trying to get out of it. I know a lot of people are trying to get out of it. We're agreeing to things, or we're sticking with things that don't feel right. Even with friendships, it's like we're worried about not having friends. We're worried about being lonely. So we're willing to surround ourselves with people that just don't fit in our lives, that we don't agree with, that don't make us feel good. No. And Aquarius, you're saying this month, no, I'm out with the old and with the new. That's not going to happen. And you're not being conceited about it. You're not being rude. But why should you date somebody that doesn't make you feel good? You shouldn't. Guess what? They'll make somebody else feel good, and you can move on. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you needing to confront something. So whatever it is, if there was a betrayal, if they're contacting you, okay, because I do get the sense that they're going to contact you, or maybe they have, or maybe you're going to. If they contact you, you've got to get this. You've got to break this down. So whatever, if there was a betrayal, if there's something going on, the only way for you to get here and to get this peace of mind is to confront it. Now, you don't necessarily need to be hostile, and this card says don't be hostile. Don't make another enemy out of it. Don't go 6 more months arguing and not getting along. But the Knight says you have to confront your fears on this. Some of you are worried that you can't have this if you actually say, this is me, I need you to be genuine with me because I'm being genuine with you. And they need to break down their walls, and you need to break down your walls. So somewhere in here, you need to confront something, some issue. It may be an infidelity. It may be that, maybe it's a guy who has a lot of girlfriends or a girl who has a lot of guy friends. Whatever it is that's bothering you, or anything that caused major rifts in your relationship before, you need to address that. You need to confront it. And again, don't be hostile. It doesn't have to be finger pointing in the blame game, but you need to take care of that and fix it, or resolve it, or agree to disagree and move on, or it won't go any further. The next card you have is anything internal. So anything you're thinking or feeling throughout the month of December. Could be the beginning, could be the middle, the end. It could be, again, 1 day, 10 days. I always say that because I think people take this literally like, I'm going to have to do this all month. No, these are just 2 things that you're going to feel or see during the month. Now, the feeling here is judgment. So here, if you're looking to reconcile, I'm going to start with you, this card, because this is you having to step back. This is you having to resist the judgment. So if there was betrayal, if there was something, if you want them back, you're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to say, okay, I don't like the fact that you did that. And I didn't like you at that time. But if you want to reconcile, you're going to have to move on, or move on and get this with somebody else. But if you're looking to reconcile, this says, you've judged. You've had your time to feel your feelings. But if you want to reconcile, you have to confront it and get over it. You have to break those walls down and start anew. It's a rebirth. But the judgment also says that you need to think clearly about it. Maybe, do some soulful thinking about it, because this is kind of make or break. Whatever decision you make, or whatever you're feeling throughout the month of December, if you're feeling those butterflies and good feeling, then stick with it and continue. But if you're having this gnawing, oh, it's not, then what are you doing? Maybe it's time to take a stand and move on. I feel like for the majority of you, reconciliation is very possible. There's just some things you need to overcome to get there. If you're single, this says that you're looking back on things, you're reflecting this month. So maybe you're reflecting on how you've behaved, being the best you can be. But the judgment is saying that you're looking at things that maybe you didn't do in a relationship, or things that didn't, that maybe you don't feel good about. Maybe you were insecure in a relationship, or maybe you weren't nice in a relationship, or maybe you stuck in a relationship being this yes man for too long, saying yes to people, or sticking in relationships that weren't healthy for you. This is you looking back, maybe meditating, taking some time to really think about how you played that role, because none of us are perfect. And this is you, Aquarius, saying, look, for me to be successful in a relationship, what behaviors could I change? Or what mentalities could I change? Could I be less quick to get angry? Could I be more trusting? Whatever it is with you, we all have different things in a relationship. And this is very positive in that, because this is you saying, look, I spent time looking at the dating world and figuring out things, and you're on a new path to dating, a new path to meeting people. But what don't I want to repeat? What things, could I leave out this next time? We could all use a dose of that. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome. So what you're going to be feeling at the end of December, and you have the Five of Swords and your outcome. And you have the Six of Wands. Okay, so if you're single, the Five of Swords is saying, look, don't defeat yourself. So always stay positive. Keep these positive vibes going, because the Five is saying, look, if things don't go your way immediately, you can't have a defeatist attitude about it. You can't feel like it's not working for you. You've got to keep up this energy of this confidence and this ferocity and being this wonderful person, because this says, look, not everybody you're going to meet or date this month is going to make you feel 100%. Or guess what? If you meet somebody and you think, I could have this and this with them, and you're coming in the month feeling like this, and you're ending the next few months feeling like this, or you're seeing this and it's coming in, and you're noticing that you guys could form something and have an amazing bond, this is saying, don't let anything that doesn't go your way, or let's say, you say, I really could see myself with you for long term, and they say, you too, and you're like, I really like you, and they're like, I do, you too, and they don't all of a sudden go, hey, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend, let's be committed, let's change our Facebook statuses. Don't feel like you've been defeated, because this guy is defeating himself. So he's saying, if he's basically self-sabotaging. So Aquarius, everything in this read is beautiful, amazing, but if things don't go your way, you have to have patience, because you don't want to do anything to sabotage it. And you have to understand that maybe one of these things that you're thinking about, that a behavior that you had in the past, is that if something didn't go the way you thought it would, or something didn't move as quick, or if somebody didn't communicate with you as much, you could almost be more like a water sign, where it's like, a Cancer, Scorpio, excuse me. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. A Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, where, this was you showing your vulnerable side a little more like a water sign does. And as an air sign, you can be hot and cold. You can be these swords. You can be this energy that's like cut and dry. And this is saying, look, don't be that way. Remember that, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to look forward to these positive energies. I mean, this is amazing. This is an amazing start, and this is an amazing next few months, and this is an amazing outcome, and we'll get to that in a minute. And if you could feel like this all month, hell yeah, nothing wrong with that. If you're looking to reconcile, don't stab this person, okay? Whatever it is they did, again, if you really want to reconcile, then don't moan and groan about it. Either make the steps towards it or cut it off. And Aquarius can do that. You can be quick and sharp, or you can be loving and caring, depending on the situation. But this is saying, don't have a fear of victory. Don't assume that everything is going to be roses immediately without battling it out first. And I'm not saying yelling or screaming or anything like that, but you can't jump right back in and be like, oh, everything's wonderful, when you know that there were things that were negative. Otherwise, you'd still be together. So figure those out, solve those issues, have conversations, even if you cannot come to an agreement on it, even if you're hurt. That's the thing about reconciliation. If you're ready for it and you truly want it, then you can make it work, as long as they're right. They have to be wanting the same thing. But if you're not, and if you're worried about it, it's a lot of times I get, when I'm doing the videos and I talk about reconciliation, I get a lot of, well, he did this and she did that, and I tried, and or they're doing this or whatever. Then you really have to think, do you want to reconcile? If you do, then regardless of what they're doing and regardless of what they did, you're going to put forth positive energy. And if you do that, I would set a time limit. Okay, you know what, Dark Dove? I'm going to give it a month, and I will contact them once a week, and I will tell them that I appreciate them and that we can get through this, or I will whatever. And if after a month it doesn't work and you've put your all into it and they're not reciprocating, then don't torture yourself. Then move on. I know easier said than done, but if you can say you've done all that you can and you really want this person back, then do all you can to get them back. But if you sit and complain, then you're not getting anywhere. And then you're just wasting your time instead of either moving on and finding the love of your life or reconciling with somebody you truly feel is the love of your life. The next card you have is your outcome, and it's the Six of Wands, and it's beautiful. The Six of Wands is about victory. It's about achievement. So if you're single, I think I want to say it may sound silly, but this is you being like, I'm no longer single. I found somebody to date that's really good. Heck yeah. I'd be cheering. I'd be like smiling, laughing. I'd be celebrating myself. So this is you feeling victorious about something. This is you feeling good about it too. I feel like you met somebody, or you're going to meet somebody throughout the month of December that is going to be like somebody you're going to want to introduce to your friends and take home to mom and dad, or meet your sister, or, this is like somebody you're like, well, she always dogged on me, but guess what? I've got this really, great guy or really great gal. So here, this is just feeling like you're finally figuring something out. You're feeling on top of the world. And this is saying, look, I asked for it. I'm getting there, and I'm going to be coming to this. So this outcome, I think, is fantastic. I'm going to start shuffling your clarifying cards here. But this outcome of the Six of Wands is amazing, because it really is just feeling good about yourself and having a pride in what you've accomplished. And when it comes to love, I think you've accomplished a lot. And really, Aquarius, what I would be the most proud of is accomplishing, being able to get this and this without changing who you are or pretending to be somebody you're not. And I think that's like super important here with the Six of Wands ending the month being your outcome. So if you're looking to reconcile, this also says, look, whether you contact them, whether you have a conversation with them, I also feel some sort of victory here, because you're going to feel like, hey, like we took the next step. We're actually talking. We're actually communicating and having a decent conversation. We're actually getting along. We can actually have a discussion without it getting negative and nasty, or maybe just getting over the fact that whatever the betrayal was, whether it was you or that person or whatever was negative that brought you to the point of breaking up, you're going to feel like, hey, we can work through this. It may just be victory in the fact that they communicated with you, or you communicated with them. Heck, if you communicate with them for a week or two and they're not communicating with you and you're trying, cut it off, because you know what happens? I hate to say it, but it's just part of it. If they're not communicating with you and you're contacting them, whatever, and you cut it off, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back and be like, wait, you're not contacting me. You're going to be like, no, because you wouldn't bother with me. So somewhere along the line, you're going to feel some sort of achievement as well, maybe to the next step. Maybe marriage and kids is what you wanted and one of you got cold feet. Whatever it is, you're going to feel like you've accomplished it. And it could just be an accomplishment of, hey, I did what I could to get in touch with them. They didn't want anything to do with me. I cut it off. I'm feeling like this, and I'm looking forward to this. So good on you. The next card you have, sorry, my nose is stuffed up. I've been like feeling like I'm going to sneeze. All right, so you have 2 clarifying cards, and you have the 10 of coins for your outcome. So the 10 of coins is a beautiful card as well. Aquarius, your read is actually really phenomenal. The 10 of coins is about legacy. It's about generosity. So if you're single, this is really saying, hey, you met somebody that you could have a legacy with. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. You've got all these family cards. You've got all these like kid cards, like family, hope, peace, love, new beginnings. So the 10 is definitely saying, look, you may have met somebody that you're going to set traditions with, somebody that you could take home to mom and dad, this person that you're proud of, somebody that you're like, I could call this person family. I could see myself having a family, even if it's a family of bulldogs with pot-bellied pigs. Like, this is somebody that you can see the bigger picture with, and you're going to feel like spoiling them, even if it's just with love and affection. You're really going to feel like giving your heart to this person. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you also feeling generous, but this is excessively generous, and not in a negative way. This is maybe one of the things you learned the past few months about yourself, is that in a relationship, maybe you're quick to get insecure, quick to judge, right? Or quick to think the negative, and you don't have to feel that way. And so this month, you maybe all of a sudden feel yourself more inclined to say nice things or to build them up, because maybe, have you ever been with somebody and all of a sudden you've turned that corner from just liking them to liking them a lot, and you notice that you're doting on them a little bit more, or you're saying nicer things to them because you just feel that? This is how I feel like you're going to be feeling towards the end of December. Like, you're going to be putting extra energy into it. You're going to just be feeling good and feeling confident in your ability, and feeling confident in the fact that they're happy to start communicating with you again. All right, your outcome is the Chariot. Your clarifying card is the Chariot, which is Cancer. So it's very interesting, Aquarius, because you're showing up as yourself here. You have Virgo in the past, and then you have Cancer in the future. So maybe you're dealing with Cancer. But again, this is amazing, because this is very much goes along here. The Chariot is somebody who is figuring out who they are. This is somebody who's in balance. This is somebody who has self-control. So this is you in balance with somebody. See, they're intertwined. Now the Chariot moves well if you're both moving in the same direction. That's what this is saying. Look, you're finally going to be moving in the same direction with somebody. This person who wants all the things you want. Again, it doesn't have to be family. It doesn't have to be marriage. It doesn't have to be kids. But whatever the end goal is for you, you can achieve it here, and you guys are both moving in the 7 direction. Or the 7. And that's so weird, because I looked at the 7. So I don't know if it's going to be on the 7th you're going to meet this person, or 7 weeks, or 7 days. Very interesting, because I saw the 7 and then I said the 7th direction. But the Chariot is a very good place to be, because see, you fit together well, and you both have the same goals, same aspirations. You're just going to feel like you move well together, that you function as a couple together, that it's somebody you could see yourself, spending day in and day out with. And that's a really, really excellent place to be. If you're looking to reconcile, there's 2 ways I'm going to read this. The Chariot's saying either you're going to figure out who you are, and this is all about self-control and realizing that who you are, and realizing that there's just a duality here that you're not going to be able to come together on. But the main thing with this, so for some of you, it's not going to work. For some of you, you're going to go your separate ways. However, I think with this 9 of Cups underlying here, the Chariot says, look, if you can balance, and you're going to have to balance, you're going to have to break it down, you're going to have to confront the issues, and then you're going to have to stop passing judgment and make it happen. And I'm not saying that you're only passing judgment. I mean, they have judgments of their own. If you guys could come together with common goal of we love each other, common goal of we care about each other, common goal of we were once really good friends, whatever it is that you can come together, then the Chariot can move in the same direction and run smoothly. There's definitely a possibility here for reconciliation. You've just got to make some changes, and you do have to confront whatever the underlying issues are, or they're just going to sneak up eventually and not be a good twist in the relationship.